What's up, guys? It's Chris Moustache, and I must ask a bunch of questions when I watch TV or movies. We're going to get into another review. Let's get in it. Today I'll be reviewing Karakuri Circus. The story centers on Masaru Saiga, who is the son of a mysterious wealthy man, and he inherits his fortune. And he aspires to be a great puppeteer and a great fighter with the help of Narumi. And he also is protected by a woman who can control his puppet, named Shirogane. Through the course of this anime, we get introduced to the world of the puppeteers and how there are many more than just Shirogane who can control these puppets, and there's this feud between the puppeteers and puppets themselves. When I first started watching this show, I thought the idea was vivid, it was radiant, and it was inventive. It was a very new concept that I haven't seen before. I had inklings of the mecha genre and other fighting animes, but it was all centered around these puppets, which is something I've never seen before, and I was really excited to get into. All the characters in this show are super intense, and they're very different from one another. We get a bunch of different types of personalities. With Narumi, we have the fighter who smiles no matter what, and also one of his conditions that's just very unique, he has to make people laugh or else he'll suffer from a stroke. And then we have the young man Masaru, who is very shy and humble, and he is trying to gain some confidence and gaining some power as well. And then Shirogane is the shy girl whose only purpose is to protect Masaru, and she doesn't have as much of a personality besides that, but the show goes into her trying to discover what kind of woman she really is. And eventually a romantic interest evolves between Shirogane and Narumi, and you'll see that evolve throughout the show, and it is something that feels like it's worth it, because sometimes when I do watch any sort of show or TV, they can make these romantic relationships very forced. They just want to get people to be really interested and really related to the characters really early on, but in this they took their time and they developed it in a nice and quaint, concise way. I thought the theme in the show was brilliant, and also it could resonate with a lot of people. And it's a theme that we've seen before in other anime like My Hero Academia and others before that, and other books and other fiction, but it's an idea that was well executed in this show. And that idea is smiling in the face of adversity. And I think especially in these times, these trying quarantine times, having that smile, being able to laugh, being able to take oneself lightly is very important. And I think that's a lesson you could take outside of fiction and really apply it to your real life, but it also adds a nice levity to very intense drama like anime, and this anime in particular. I was enthralled by the character design, which was influenced obviously by the circus in general. So it really had that fantastical, imaginative, brilliant, beautiful look that we can all think about when we think about the circus. And it does it in a way that's both scary, but also that is both very loving, very endearing as well. So you get those two sides of that coin, that the circus can be equally terrifying, but also equally entertaining. I thought they did a great job doing both of that type of feeling. So you have the terrifying feeling when it comes to the puppets, and then when it comes to some of the circus people that they become friends with, you see that more endearing quality, that more family oriented, and really the magic of the circus. So what I didn't like about this show was the convoluted plot that started emerging in the second half of the show. And they get into more about reincarnation, which doesn't feel as justified. It seems like it's sort of forced, and they conveniently connect all the characters in ways that they don't really explain, but they do with a couple of them, but not all of them. So that left me wondering why they didn't do that. Maybe they ran out of time, or maybe the plot was just getting so messy, because that's what it sort of felt like. The plot was messy, and I was sort of wading through lots of good ideas. They were great ideas, but they didn't take enough time like they did with the beginning half to develop them in the right way. Overall, I really liked the show. I thought from the get-go I was seeing something that I haven't seen before, and maybe there are other shows like this, and I'd love to hear from them, and you guys can leave them in the comments below. But I thought it was just such a unique take on the anime genre. Adding circus to a show is something I haven't seen before, and I really liked it in the style of this artwork as well. And the characters were innovative, they were intense, they were really engaging, and it made me want to see more. They really can grip you from a very early on stage, because it's very relatable concepts, and also they have that that good balance between levity and intensity. And sometimes levity in anime can be just plain silly, but in this one they do it in a way that isn't silly, that is relatable, that does feel like it is something that someone would do in a very dramatic situation, that even though that there's all these intense things happening around them, they can still find the light side of their situation. So I'm going to give this anime a 7 out of 10. It's definitely worth the watch. It should be on your watch list. If you're ever on Amazon Prime, check it out. I highly suggest getting it. Don't know how many times I'm going to suggest it. I'm going to keep suggesting it until you all get it. And until next time, guys, I'm Chris Moustache. I'll see you all next time.